Hi my Stampin' friends, I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I have a lovely tutorial for you today which was inspired by another UK demonstrator called Gossia McKinnon, and I will put a little link in the description bar in the corner here for you to go and visit her blog as well. And the inspiration came from this card which she made, which I've replicated so that you can see the card I mean. It had a beautiful butterfly on using watercolour wings stamp set, and inside it had an extra special little feature of having some butterflies that popped out at you. So that was a very ingenious idea from Gossia there, to create a little extra surprise when you open the card, and I really loved that. And I loved it, but I have taken my inspiration to make it with Dragonfly Dreams. So let me put that to one side and show you my card made with the Dragonfly Dreams, because I really love this stamp set and matching die set, which is here. You've got dragonflies and bees and lots of lovely sentiments, 10 stamps in all. And this is what I created using some of the elements from Gossia's idea. And when you open it up, instead of butterflies, you get dragonflies. And what I liked about this was that I also added some glimmer paper. This glimmer paper was the free glimmer paper that was given away in at the beginning of the year for Celebration, and it's Bermuda Bay, and I loved it so much that I wanted to incorporate it into my design. But you can use silver or gold glimmer paper, it would look just as glittery and shiny. My only problem was these little dragonflies' bodies, so I had to be careful that I didn't destroy those, and the glimmer paper added onto the cardstock makes that much firmer and stronger, so that's why I've added that as an extra element. And I'm going to show you how I put this together today, so let's crack on and make a start. So for this you're going to need Dragonfly Dreams with the detailed Dragonfly Thinlits dies. And I've already prepped up quite a few of my pieces, so let's start with the card base. So the card base, this is thick Whisper White cardstock, which measures 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. I also have the measurements in centimetres, and I'll put all the measurements on my blog. So that's 8 1/4 by 5 3/4 and scored at 4 1/8, so that's that piece. Then for my layers, I have a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock which measures 5 3/8 by 3 7/8. I have cut a piece of Whisper White which measures 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. That layers onto there. Then we need some coloured card for the front, which goes on here, and that measures 2 7/8 by 2 3/8, and a piece of DSP which goes over the top. And this is taken from the Foil Frenzy DSP. It's got Tangerine Tango glitter paper on it, so that goes on there. Then you've got your DSP for the insides of the card, and these measure, you'll need 2 pieces, and they measure 5 1/4 by 1 inch. And then you'll need a piece of Whisper White for the pop-up part, and that measures 10 by 2 1/2 inches, and we're going to score that soon. And then I have already gone ahead and prepped up and die cut 4 of my dragonflies in the glimmer paper. so that you don't have to sit and watch me run them through the big shot half a dozen times. And I've already prepped up one of my dragonflies, which I've stamped out in Tangerine Tango to match my paper. And then I've got 2 pieces for my sentiment, and this is a piece of Tangerine Tango which measures 4 1/8 inches by 5/8, and a piece of Whisper White which layers on top, which is 4 1/8 by 1/2 inch, and that's all our pieces. So let's make a start on the card now. So we're going to start off nice and easy with our layers. So fold your cardstock in half and burnish that with your bone folder. Oh, muck. That needs cleaning off. So that's our card base. And then we're going to put our layers on. Now for one of the layers, this is the Whisper White layers that goes on the top here. And what I've done on this, I ran this, what I did, I used my Textured Impressions embossing folder, which was wood grain. You can see the wood grain. Let me just put the blue through it so that you can see. So you can see the wood grain through that, very pretty. And what I did was I got my ink pad, I got my crumb cake ink pad, and I rubbed it across there. Just got my pad and rubbed it across, and then I wanted some Tangerine Tango just on some of it. And what I did was I got a sponge dauber and I did some pouncing, what I call pouncing. So I got my Peekaboo Peach, my Tangerine Tango colour, and dabbed it into the ink pad, and then I pounced like that into the areas, and I chose to pounce on the wood grain areas of my folder. So then I laid my piece of cardstock over there, pressed that down, ran it through the big shot, and when it came out, that is what it looked like, and that is going to sit on here. So let's fasten those two together. And today I think I'm going to use a bit of fast fuse for quickness. And you need to put plenty of this on, this texture, because we don't want it coming off. So layer that up onto our piece of Bermuda Bay. Just got a thin border all the way around the edge. And that's not very good, is it? Right, so that's on there, and now we're going to put this on the front of our card, like that, nice and central. Like that, and then we can layer up. I think I'll do the layering later. We'll put these pieces on the inside, and just to show you where they are, I'm going to put this on the inside. So let's put some glue on those. And I would say about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. And then we need our stamp set, so I'm going to get Happy Birthday Gorgeous stamp set for that, and we are going to stamp our greeting. So let's put, we're going to get the sentiment "Enjoy your special day" from this stamp set, which is here. Prep that on the block. And then in the inside we're going to put Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday. Like that. So let's stamp those next. And for that we are going to use Bermuda Bay ink. So let's get that when I can find it. Bermuda Bay ink, and we are going to stamp Happy Birthday on the inside of our card. So let's position that about here and stamp. And then we're going to stamp It's Your Day, or shall we put Party Time? Let's put Party Time. Happy Birthday, Party Time. So let's take that off the block. And we're going to stamp that in Tangerine Tango because that's the colours in our card. So Party Time, Party Time. Lovely. And then on the front we are going to stamp in Bermuda Bay on our little piece of Whisper White cardstock that we've prepped up. We are going to stamp Enjoy Your Special Day. When we get it round the right way. Enjoy your special day. So I'm going to do that. Looks a bit messy there. Enjoy your special day towards that end. So we're going to do some tails on that other end. So that's that. I'll leave that to dry. So we'll put that away in the meantime. Next we are going to do our middle part. So let's do the little pop-up part of the card. So we need to get a scoreboard. So with your piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 10 inches by 2.5, we are going to score it at 2 inches, 3.5 inches, 5 inches, 6.5 inches and 8 inches. So that's our scoring done. So you're going to fold it. You've got your score line, so you're going to miss that score line here and fold back, miss that score line there and fold back, so you're left with that. So you've got like a concertina effect, and that means that you're going to get your 3 layers of your dragonfly. So the dragonfly is positioned like that, with the middle of the dragonfly against that score line there, and you'll notice that it comes off of the edges on both sides. So we're going to run that through the big shot now. Using our precision base plate. So I'm just going to get a piece of tape, a piece of washi tape. If I can find the end of it. So I'm just going to get a piece of that. Try to take some of the tacky off it and lay that down. I don't think we need this precision base plate, so I think that ordinary plates will do it. So position that again with the middle of your dragonfly going down your cardstock. Place that on there and hold that down like that. And then we're going to run it through the big shot a couple of times. And we're just going to have a look at it to see if it's come through. Not quite, so we're going to run that through again. See if that has come through. Let's go again. Let's move that to a different position. I think it's because you've got those 3 layers of cardstock that it's you've got to try and get it to cut through 3 layers. I think that's done it now. Let's see if that falls off. Yes. Is that done? It's just that little body bit that's being a pain. And forwards over that body bit. Hopefully that's got that now. Right, let's get rid of that. Right then, my pad has gone squiffy. Right then, let's see if this has worked. So pull that out of your and still that didn't quite cut through, so we're just going to finish that off there. So that is our cutout done, like that. And then we are going to stamp on them with our Tangerine Tango ink. So we're going to get our, I dropped the washi tape went on the floor. So we're going to get our dragonfly from here, this nice big one, and that's going to go on here, and then we are going to stamp our dragonflies across. Now you'll have to do your best to line that up as best you can with the end, like that. So sorry about that, the phone rang and I had to get that, so I had to go away. So I've stamped that up with the stamp, and then I stamped off using this, just the wings, and I stamped off once before I stamped onto the wings, and I wasn't sure that I was happy with it, but I think that once you've got your glimmer paper on, that it really doesn't make much difference. So we're going to stick our gorgeous glimmer paper over the top of this orange, and orange and blue being on the opposite sides of each other on the colour wheel means that it's a perfectly complementary colour. So stick some glue down the middle of your dragonfly, so that that stays good and stuck. And there, line that up and line it up with the body and press, and that really does make a difference. So if you're stamping underneath was less than perfect as mine, well, it was okay, but I wasn't 100% with it, but it's fine. I can see that some of those pieces didn't come out, did they? Just poke those out. Some more here. I think I could do with a cup of tea. My throat feels dry. Right then, we're going to stick that one on the middle. And the wings will overlap, but that does not matter for the moment. So line up your bodies so that that meets nicely. Same on this one, down the middle. This looks so pretty. I really love this. Makes such a gorgeous card. Absolutely gorgeous. I think tea is calling me big time. I've got a really dry throat. And then what we need to do is we need to just bend in the middle, so maybe get your bone folder and just bend that in the middle of the top part of the body, like that, on all three of them. Now you can see that that's starting to come together. That's it. So that when it closes up, it goes like that. And to reaffirm that, you can just press each one with your fingers or with a bone folder, just to get that bend in them. Like that. That's done like that. Right then, let's get the inside of our card. So what we do, we fold that up together on itself and put your glue on the outer side of the wing, like that. And let's open this one up so I can show you how it goes. So we're going to position that near the top, about 1/8 of an inch away from our DSP edge, like that. So you're positioning it about 1/8 of an inch away from the DSP edge. So that is glued down there now. And then we are going to press that together and put some wet glue on this side of the wing, keeping that nice and straight. And then we're going to press that down on the opposite side of our card and give that a rub with our bone folder. And that is now stuck. As you can see, that folds up and opens brilliantly. Now, if you're not happy about the glitter paper popping up, you can stick it down a little bit at the tips. I can see that I haven't poked some of this bits out. If you're not happy about that sticking up too much, I did stick it down a little bit more towards the centre. So you could put some glue. You could put some glue on these outer edges here, a bit more glue there, and then that won't stick out like that. But I think it looks pretty either way, like that, and that just opens up like that every time. So that's very pretty, isn't it? Now we're going to finish the front of our card. And this goes on the front here, so we're going to layer these two pieces up. Like that. And then that gets layered onto our card. About here. And then we've got our sentiment cut. So we're going to do our tails for this. So we're going to cut a piece off that end, and then we're going to put some nice tails in this. Cut in that way. And then that sits on there, but it's going to go onto this piece here. So to line that up and get your tails with the same amount of border, put that to the end there, line that up, cut that off about 1/8 of an inch longer than that, points in and cut. And then you will have the perfect amount either side. Lovely. Get rid of the bits. Let's put some glue on this. Oops. That's it. And then we're going to pop that up as well on a couple of dimensionals. Pop that up in here. Like that. We're going to get a little rhinestone on there. Actually, I think I used a bigger one, didn't I? This size. Put that there. And then we've got our last dragonfly, which we prepped up earlier. Some wet glue down the centre of that. And then our gorgeous glitter paper on there. Bend those wings. And then we're going to put some wet glue on here and stick that down on here. And to finish off, we're going to put a couple of rhinestones on his body just for that extra bit of glitter. So a couple of these on his body. And that finishes that. So I think you'll agree that they're both rather lovely. And I think I like the colours on this one more. I think that it stands out, don't you? I think the colours stand out a bit more, and that lovely glimmer foil frenzy paper is really pretty, along with my little wood embossing folder that I ran through, and I think that that has made a beautiful card. That is gorgeous, so glimmery and glittery, and so easy to do. So easy to do. So maybe you'll have a go at making one of those, and let me know how you get on. So that's all from me today. If you'd like to order Stampin' Up products, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Please click in the little description bar in the corner here. That'll take you to Arty Paper Crafters, where you can shop online, or to the measurements in inches and centimetres. So thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll be back in a couple of days with another tutorial. So bye for now. Bye.